Folks are pointing out the irony of the lawmakers fleeing to Illinois, which is heavily gerrymandered, if you check out those districts there. And Texas Democrat Jasmine Crockett is at risk of losing her seat in the redistricting, and perhaps that explains why she's been extra salty towards President Trump.
Listen, Donald Trump is a piece of shit. Okay, we know that. Yes, he is. But in a functioning democracy, he still would not be able to get away with this.
And breaking just moments ago, Texas Governor Greg Abbott has ordered the arrest of the runaway Democrats, saying, quote, there are consequences for dereliction of duty. Earlier, Abbott outlined what potential charges they could face.
Very simply, it would be bribery if any lawmaker took money to perform or to refuse to perform an act in the legislature. And the reports are these legislators have been they sought money and they offered money to skip the vote, to leave the legislature, to take a legislative act. That would be bribery. There's one way to cure that. And that is if they get back to the state of Texas and make quorum today.
But apparently that's not going to happen. Jesse, do you remember in December of 2021, the TikTok Texans left, they fled, they went to Washington, D.C. It was like one of the great political comedies of all time, and now they're trying it again.
So Jesse Jr. didn't want to go to camp the other day because I was driving him, and he wanted mommy to drive. And
she's a better driver?
No, definitely not. And then so he finds out I'm driving, and he starts crying and runs upstairs and hides in my room. And I get to him and I say, what's the problem? Why don't you want Dad to take you? And he says, well, mommy, when she takes me to camp, she stops at Dunkin' Donuts for munchkins. Now I get why mom drives. So I said, well, stop for a treat. And then I drove him and he forgot about the treat. This is the same kind of infantile behavior you're seeing. They're crying, they're running, and they're throwing a tantrum until they get what they want. This also has happened on the Republican side, too. In 1988, the Democrats in the Senate had a campaign finance bill, and the Republicans couldn't filibuster it, so the Republican senators disappeared. And what did Robert Byrd do, who was a member of the Klan, Jessica? He ordered the sergeant-at-arms to gather up a bunch of Capitol Police officers and hunt down and arrest Republican senators. And they find Bob Packwood holed up in his office, and he tried to obstruct the door. So they bust down the door, they handcuff him, and they drag him feet first back onto the Senate floor.